Welcome back to the Belted Galloway Homestead. In this video, I'll show how I modified these 811 backhoe hooks to work for my 709 backhoe that fit on this 863 Bobcat. It was a fun video. Please enjoy. I just have these installed real quick with a few of the bolts tightened. Boy, it's looking good. They bolted right up. No interference. They really went well. Fit really nice up front here. And boy, looking good. I'm going to drop the arms down, see if I've got room for these lines. So far, it's looking good. And if that works, I'll throw that backhoe on here. We'll see what it looks like. This is looking really good so far. Come down and rested on that. Got the room in here for the lines. I like that. Yeah, got the hydraulic lines here. Not touching. That looks really good. These look like the ones. Not bad. The other side, I've got these extra lines on for extra function of like a stump grinder. You can see I'm not quite sitting down on there. And it looks like I'm touching this line. So I'm gonna have to see if I can hold that up somehow, or maybe over. You can see how those lines come in there. Wow, that's really close right there. I gotta watch that. I might even take and try to nudge that over a little bit to get it away from that corner. The focus is not the best, but let's see here. I get this line real close to that corner. Ooh, I could have even hurt that line, but that's what's giving the extra room in there. Wow. Yeah, I might even take a grinder and maybe even relieve some of that. That would help too. Make sure that doesn't have any snags on it. Yeah, you can see these come in. And I don't use these lines. I may just remove them if I have to. Well, as you can see, it didn't work. The 811 hooks, pins came about right here for the 709, which means the arms on the 811 backhoe must reach a little longer. So they got the same width. They look unbelievable why they would design and build something like that. So I guess I'll either continue searching or I will cut this off and re-weld it where this is sitting more forward. I can't think of any other way to do it. So these hooks here are for an 863 Bobcat. They bolted right on really well. and a 811 backhoe. And I would not have guessed that they had made different arms to come in here, different length arms to lock on an 811 backhoe than a 709, but I guess they didn't want common parts. So I'm going to take my Milwaukee bandsaw here, and I'm going to take and cut these off. And they've got to move 2.5 inches forward. You can see when I had it on there with the pin sitting about right here. So for the pin to pass that, I need to move this point up to here. Theoretically, I'm going to cut this off the line. I'm going to slide this forward 2.5 inches and weld it back on. And tack it in place, give it a try, and see how it looks. Well, if you try this, make sure you always have enough blades for this. But we're getting there. Taking it slow. We're getting there. Just a little bit more. And we'll have that hook cut off. Okay, we broke through. Look at that. Hey there, puppy. Yeah. So the theory is I'm going to move these forward. I'm going to have to do a little grinding maybe to level out. Move that forward 2.5 inches and weld it on. And I could even put in some gussets here in the back and the front to make sure. But I'll tell you what little use I'm going to get with this, I think it's going to be strong enough. I'll V-groove those pretty good before I weld them on. And sure, there's different ways of doing it, but this is the way here where the locks will stay the same and all that. So, but that's one. I got another one now I got to cut. Well, there's number 2. And it was much easier to control the cut. As you can see there, boy, it's pretty straight. I was able to hold the line with it unbolted from the Bobcat. I thought it'd be easier on the Bobcat because it's kind of held in a vise, but this allowed me to get around it and attack it from different angles and that. So this works. I picked up that old Milwaukee. It was in bad shape. It was all beat up and that, and I bought a new base there for it, new rubber bands and new brushes and that, and got it back operational. So don't be afraid to rebuild some of these old tools. They'll be good for you and save some money instead of buying new ones. So let me, I'm going to take now and I'm going to cut a bevel in here so I can get a nice weld around there, tack it together, mount this, and give it a try and see if that 2.5 inches will make this work. Well, making progress. Did triple passes there with my stick welder. Looks pretty good. I basically shifted these hooks forward 2.5 inches. Got to get these cleaned up now and painted. Get them installed. Get this backhoe running. locked. Well, it was a long row to hoe, no pun intended, but the hooks work. Bolt right on to the A63. These were for an 811 backhoe, which looks identical to the 709, but apparently it must be a little longer right here. If anyone knows that, please let me know if the 811 is actually longer right here. So I had to take those 811 hooks you've seen in the video. I cut them off with a portable bandsaw and I moved them out 2.5 inches so they can engage in that pin. You can see they lock nicely. Looks really clean. The additional thing I might do is look for, a block of steel that's this wide, welded in there like so, create a gusset. That would help with strength, but I'm going to keep an eye on this and see. Got some really nice welds in there. 6013 rod with my stick welder, and really solid. So not bad. It was quite a journey. A lot of people have contacted me about the hooks. A lot of people are having troubles. I've even talked to some Bobcat dealers, and I've even got told that when somebody goes to a Bobcat dealer and they want to buy a skid steer and they want to buy a backhoe, sometimes they have trouble finding hooks. So what a predicament that they've created here. But now, boy, is that backhoe on there solid. I also got that valve situation corrected. You can see in the previous valve here, I changed it back out and put the old one on. So I've got it adjusted. It's basically a safety valve that pushes up against that faceplate of the quick attach to activate that to allow flow. So put the old one on there so I can adjust it to where I want it to have a gentle movement and not so jerky. But now with this being locked down on the skid steer, it does a real good job. Thanks for watching. I'm really surprised the community that this channel has built, and people contacting, and they've had great questions and great comments and even great answers to questions that I've had. So I appreciate you watching the videos. I hope that you're learning as well as I am. And please subscribe so we can keep growing this channel. As before, any questions, feel free to comment and ask.
Thank you.